All right. Let me see here. We're live. We're live. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Velasquez Blog Show. Today is February 24, 2021. Um, Thank you for joining us. I have a special friend today with me here. Um, and today we're gonna discuss a few things. One of the things we're gonna discuss, which is the main topic, is gonna be breaking cultural barriers, and I'll get more in depth on what I mean by that. But first, I want to thank all my audience. I want to thank everyone who's supporting the show. I also want to thank my first responders. I want to thank my military service members, veterans, active duty reservists, and all the law enforcement agencies that are making sure that our constitution and our country is safe, whether it's overseas or in American soil. Um, you know, Today I have a special friend. Um, I met him in the military, and I'm just very glad to have him on the show today. Um, it's a pleasure to have him. I I don't know how to thank him for being here because I know he had to make time to make it happen. So I appreciate his presence today. Um, you know, um, Today's topic is gonna really reflect some of the things that we go as. I don't know if I think Americans probably do it too, but minorities and for the people that are listening, for the people that are watching this podcast, they're gonna connect with it. I have a feeling that this is gonna be a very good topic where everyone, if not most of everyone, will connect in what we're talking about. We're gonna be talking about. Um, Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me try to put him on board here so we can see him. All right. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Hey, man. Thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. Good.
It's an honor to have you. I know it has. I know it's a sacrifice that you're making. I know you're not gonna say it is, but thank you for for being humble about it. And I'm glad to have you because I want your personal opinion, and I want you to share with us your personal experiences as well. Um, Anyways, like I told him, I met you in the military. We did pretty much the same MOS for some time, and even though we were in different positions, you were reserve, active duty, we still can relate to many things, whether it's
Definitely.
and not just from the military perspective, but also from where we come from, as
Yep.
Salvadorians, Hispanics, and at the same time minorities living in this country, right?
Yep.
So real quick, I don't know about you, I don't know if you heard about what happened here in Texas last week. But we were under like a snowstorm, and a lot of people want to understand that that kind of weather is not really, I guess,
Texan.
Texan, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people, oh man, we're in Alaska, we're in here in New York. This happens all the time. But the thing is that our system or our environment is not meant for that type of weather. So whenever we have blackouts, or whenever we have like busting pipes, and whenever we have all this, like, I guess you can say, natural disaster by a snowstorm. They have to understand that this doesn't happen to us, so we're not prepared for it. So when we go out of
Right.
light
Yeah.
on something like that, they have to realize that all these electrical grids that that got damaged, that went down, it was because we were not prepared. There was no way we are gonna be prepared in time, because that comes with money. Okay, that comes
Yeah.
with money, and there was no money in the world that could have moved this any faster, because nobody was going to invest it, first of all. So I think the damage was cheaper than the actual avoidance of it. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. Experts might say, well, it could have been cheap. Hey, I get it, and it sucks for us. It sucks for us that we went through it, because this is not something we wanted to go through, as who's Texans, because it wasn't just Houston, it wasn't just Rosenberg, it was like a lot of places in Texas, the whole state, in my opinion, and other parts too of the United States that don't get you this kind of weather. So, you know, um, you're from Texas, aren't you?
No, I came from California to Maryland, but definitely I I do understand that the state was just not ready for that. You gotta allocate the proper resources, and everybody from the local to state governments prepare for this kind of stuff. And it's just something that's not is not, like I said, a Texan is not Texan type of weather.
Okay.
Whereas here in Maryland, it we do see snow very frequently. Sometimes earlier, sometimes later, but so we are somewhat prepared.
Yeah, I can assume in Maryland the environment is kind of made for it because of the East Coast weather. You guys pretty much get everything over there: snow, summer,
Oh yeah,
fall. You get it all. We get it.
you can see
We get most of it here.
4 seasons in one day.
Yeah. And Texas is the same way. It's crazy. It's like a psycho chick. She's happy one day, the next minute, she's crazy. So last week, I swear to God, it was under 20 degrees. Now look, it's over 80 degrees. So, it's crazy out here, man. But you know what? Let's get into the topic, okay? Let's get into the topic because I believe it can actually get a little long if we don't stay on path.
It's then yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely can get sidetracked.
So today's topic, man, it's breaking cultural barriers. Okay, what do I mean by breaking cultural barriers? I don't know if anyone that's listening right now, or even you, have you ever been in the situation where, like, as a Hispanic, you have done things against the wave, against your culture that pretty much, let's say, that your family hasn't done in their family, like for example in their lives. For example, you come from Salvadorian family who pretty much stay in a certain agenda, but let's say, you know what, you decided to do something different. You know what, I decided to go to school. I decided, to marry an Asian chick instead of a Salvadorian chick. I decided to, go to the military where my family was against it, or they thought I was gonna die. They thought, that it was gonna injure me. They thought they were gonna make me crazy, etc. Right? You have made some decisions in your life that have allowed you to break certain cultural barriers, and that your family probably did not approve in the beginning.
Yeah, so I've been fortunate enough to not have to experience those type of stuff. My family is very open minded when it comes to they're not side of the race. They're very supportive of going to school. I am definitely one of the first ones to get a college degree because of the opportunities that they were able to grant me. And I don't have anybody really. I don't feel like I have anybody to blame but myself if I was not to succeed in this world. You can look at the bad stuff all the time, but if you look for something bad, you're gonna find something bad instead of looking for something positive, where then you will definitely find something positive. If I lose the remote control, I'm gonna look for the remote control. If I don't find it, well, I don't find it. But I'm so focused on looking for the remote control that the good things outside of that scope is just are just not being I'm just not minding them. But I do definitely see that in some cultures, in some Hispanic countries or families, some things may be frowned upon. Like you need to keep the bloodline going in the Hispanic for the rest of the family. You need to have a son. You need to have this many kids. You're supposed to work by this age. Now, when I was your age, I was doing this, I was doing that. But then again, we're living in a totally different time frame than everybody, than our elders.
Okay. Well, in your case, I guess, was not really impacted in a very decisive way. They were supportive. Okay, no big deal. But for example, I'm gonna give you an example. For example, I have friends of mine that have told me that whenever they made certain decisions in their life that their family were not used to make, they made them they were feeling like they were not getting the support. Okay, for example, for people
Yeah,
for people that wanted to join the military, their family was like, no, estás loco, ¿qué te pasa, chico? So they were scared, that they could die in war, the worst thing possible, right?
yeah,
because
yeah,
because
definitely.
because the chance is there.
That's what you see. That's that you see
but that comes from culture though. That comes from our country. That comes from our from our way of life from those countries. We think that guns, once you involve guns, is over. It's the end of the world. And okay, guns are scary. We're not gonna deny that. But or you know what? But also things that also can um ¿cómo se llama? Well, I'm trying to find the best educated word here, but I'm just gonna say, let's say you decided to go to college, right? Or you have this nice job, and then you have friends that grew up with you and they're not doing so well. They're gonna envy you. Okay, they're gonna be like, oh man, he don't want to talk to me no more because he's doing a lot better than me. So he's you know
Yeah,
he so
I
so
understand
he's
that.
he's in the high horse and I'm over here in the dirt. So they're not telling you directly, but you can feel the energy that these guys don't want to be your friends anymore. They don't want to be close to you anymore. And it's not because you've done something wrong. It is because
It's
you,
it's envy, basically,
yes,
and
yeah,
deep in your heart, you don't really see that because you're just going on about your life, succeeding and moving forward, making every day, working very hard every day as well. But you can definitely sometimes sense that there's some sort of envy because you've made some choices that have led you to succeed versus them. For example, they could have been in a club in month after month. Meanwhile, you're studying and you're working to succeed. So they don't see that the hard work that went in between from the time that they were working to the time that they were partying. They didn't see all that work that was happening in the background. They just see your successes, and heaven forbid you tell them that they could do something to better themselves because they're gonna immediately think that, hey, now you're giving me advice on how to live my life.
yeah. And one of the things that I noticed as well, man, is that ¿cómo se llama? They don't encourage you. They don't support you. They don't want to support you. I feel like I get to the point where I feel like my old friends, like the people. The thing is, it gets to the point like where they're actually ever my friends, right? So the people that
Yeah,
you, that,
yeah,
that
yeah.
you, that you know, right? The people that you used to know when you were growing up, now that they're grown up with you, now that you guys are all grown up together, guys are grown. They live their life. I live my life, and they kind of like, ¿cómo se llama? They kind of don't support you even though you want to continue progressing. And the thing is that has helped a lot of us break those barriers is self-focus,
Yeah,
and
determination,
uh-huh.
the drive to succeed, and I definitely understand that because they don't they don't see themselves up in a higher ground, so they want to bring you down to their level. And if you have friends that are that way, then like you said, were they really my friends or were they just my friends when we thought that we were equal? But then and we are equal. It's just how they see you as, because everybody has a different version of you. If they think that you're a bad person because you're not spending time with them, because you're working too much and making a lot of money, you drive a much better car, then they're definitely gonna see you as somebody that thinks too much of themselves. Versus if they were very, very supportive of what your choices are, and being understanding that you're working and you're succeeding because of the hard work that you're doing, and still being supportive, then that's when you see that who your friends truly are, especially when you're down on the ground.
Yeah, and that's the thing that whenever what I notice is, and I realize that is whenever you, I guess, you reach certain successes, it gets more lonely. And that's the reality of it. Whenever before I joined the military, I used to have a lot of people that I used to kind of hang out with. But as soon as I joined the military, I start losing those connections, those friends, those guys I used to hang out with. And it's being really hard to keep in touch with them. And I swear to God, man, I tried everything in my power to stay in touch with them, to see how they're doing, to see if they're doing well in life. But no matter how hard I tried, they don't how can I say this? They don't see it. that as I try to reach to see how they're doing, that I'm doing it out of my heart. That I'm not
Yeah.
doing it to piss anybody off or to be annoying or to show off or to rub anything off.
You're
Seriously, it's
just trying to
because
maintain that friendship alive.
exactly it's trying to maintain that friendship. But what I'm trying to tell you is that they don't that it's misinterpret. How do you say that?
Misinterpreted.
Exactly, because and then I realized, like, wait a minute, I'm trying to bring us together, and they're not seeing this. So by them avoiding me or trying to keep a connection with me, and they just pushing me away, I feel like, okay, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But the thing is, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's they don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's them. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I'm trying to be humble here. Oh shit, that was not me. Oh my god. Um, wow. Wow. Anyways,
And you were telling me.
yeah, I know, and I told you, and I always have it on silence. And out of all days, today is the day which I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
So okay, so I'm here trying to be nice, trying to be humble, trying to reconnect with these people. And it gets worse. As soon as you get married, you start losing more friends. So it just you start losing friends as you progress in life. And you know what?
Yeah.
It gets you begin to feel lonely. You know what? My friends ain't encouraging me, but they're not doing shit either to improve themselves. So why am I the bad guy?
Yeah.
Why do I have to be the one to look bad when I'm actually the one that's progressing in life, right? you
Yeah,
know
your priorities change too, because once you get married, that you don't go to the mall and look for shoes anymore.
or you
You
don't
go
go
to
to
the
the
mall
club
to
anymore,
look
and
for.
you
Yeah,
don't go to the club
exactly,
all the
because
time.
you spend that time with a significant other. When you have children, you rather spend time with your children, because your children are gonna love you unconditionally no matter what. Like, you could lose a leg, they're still going to see you as a big superhero that can leap tall buildings. And your friends, they're probably not going to think the same way, because you're not there with them. And I get it, that you got to spend time with your friends too, but at the same time, got to be understanding that as you progress in life, and your priorities change in life, that you still have responsibility. You have bigger responsibilities than going out to a club.
And the thing is that there is a balance, okay? And I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of things you don't learn at school. There's a lot of things you don't learn in the military, and these are things that you learn with experience, facing problems, and this creates, ¿cómo se llama? Strategy. So, for example,
Yeah.
the more problems you face, the more challenges you take on, the wiser and the stronger you get in any shape or form, whether it's mentally, academically, physically, emotionally, psychologically, you're gonna get stronger. Okay.
Yeah.
So the thing is that we might see things different than they do, but I know for a fucking fact that everything that I try to do it out of my heart for in kindness and in a humble way. Now, people might not see it that way because you're doing
Yeah.
so well. It's okay,
Yeah.
Who gives a shit, right? Oh, YouTube, please don't get me on that. But what I'm trying to say, man, is that it's sad. It's sad to believe that you got people out there that you want to be friends with in your culture that they just don't want to accept you because you're so successful. It should be the other way
Yeah.
around. They should want you in their fucking life, right? But
Yeah. And I have experience. It's sad to say this, but I have experienced that too. Even
own family, you get your own family can be like
with
that too.
with some of my own race, if you will.
Yeah.
Because I've had some, like, I've never been, like, put down by somebody other than my own race. Even when I was a teenager, they made it seem like, oh, you think you are creído porque hablas inglés, like you think you all that because you speak English. I was like, bro, like, I'm helping you out here too, man. I'm translating for you. I'm not trying to be all big and bad over here. Don't make it seem like I'm better than you, because I'm not. You're just not that way. But that's just the way they perceive it at the time.
But that's and like I said, that comes from our culture. In our culture, there is a lot of hate, a lot of enviness. A lot of
Yeah.
and it sucks because I guess in our culture, supporting and encouraging doesn't really exist. When your neighbor's doing well, you hate on them instead of asking them how you do it and can I learn from you. They take.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. We need to get out of
And the
that
messed up
mindset.
part about that too is that the messed up part about that too is that they go to church all the time and they
Oh,
preach
those
it like,
are,
you know, love thy
bro.
neighbor, love thy neighbor.
Don't
But
let me. I don't want to hit religion. I try really. I promise I will not do this, but I think I might. Look, look. I try not to touch on religion because that's a very sensitive topic where like I don't
yeah,
feel comfortable talking about it because I'm not a really religious person. It's not that I can't because we have a liberty of expression in this country, which that's what I love about it. But that's not the point. The thing, but you're right.
yeah,
The ones that say that they're the most religious, they're the most venomous ones. They're the ones that are the most hating people. Okay, they're so
yeah.
hypocritical, bro. I might have said that word wrong, but I don't give a fuck because you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. So they are the worst, man. Oh, I go to church. Oh, I'm the son of a pastor. Oh, I'm the pastor. They're the ones that go drinking and smoking and strip clubs, and bro. You be so they party more than we do, bro. I'm not making this shit up, man. You can ask anybody if they tell you a story. Don't be too surprised, you know.
There's a
So
lot of stuff going on that we don't know, but you know, if you're gonna preach that stuff, you know, be kind. No, that's what that's.
no, but the thing is, in our culture, bro, or like in little cultures, everybody wants to build a church. Everybody wants to create their little studio church, and they want to, kind of like interpret, kind of like um teach the Bible. Let's just say it that way.
They have their own
They want to
version, I
predicar
think,
la
because
Biblia, right?
yeah,
But they don't have the discipline. They didn't go to school for it, so they're just trying to do it, for tax purposes or whatever the reason, right? I'm not gonna get involved in this. I'm gonna leave it at that. But let me tell you something. Going back to the breaking of cultural barriers, what is something you have done? And I know you said your family is supporting anything you do. If you want to kill yourself, they'll support it, but that's not the point. Like, give me an
I think
example.
that's the one thing that they'll pull back on, you know,
Oh,
'cause
okay, but
they're very they're
uh-huh.
and you know, and to speak about that topic, one of the things that is big is in Hispanic culture, people don't really see, don't really pay attention, and is the mental health. You know, they see it as like, oh, it va a estar bien, it's like, you know, va a estar bien. uh, you're just going through a little phase. Yeah, guess what if this little phase is a lot more severe than you think it is? But you got to take this kind of stuff seriously, because as you get older, it gets much worse. So
True.
that's one of the things that as Hispanics, we need to be able to acknowledge that if you sad, if you feel sad, it may be just more than sadness. You got to take mental health a little bit more serious, instead of just saying, "Oh, you're gonna be okay." You know, you're just going through a phase.
Breaking the barrier, I think that the most simplified meaning of breaking barriers in our culture, it's get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your
Hmm.
comfort zone. Getting
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone, because let me tell you, whenever I joined the military, I was in a situation where like I was trying to do what others were doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. In my culture, oh, they were going to school. Okay, I'm gonna go to school too. Oh yeah, they're going to yeah, HCC. Okay, I'm gonna go to HCC. Oh, they're working while they're going to high school. Okay, I'm gonna do that. But it got to the point like, wait a minute, I don't have money to fucking pay for my school. So
Yeah.
I have to get out of my comfort zone to make that happen. And what I was making and the jobs I was doing, it was not enough. I wasn't making enough to pay for my school. As a matter of fact, I was gonna get into debt. So I joined the military, and let me tell you, in order for me to make the decision to join the military, that was me getting out of my comfort zone, because I never ever thought about joining the military in my life. I never considered it. I never wanted to consider it, but it was just ¿cómo se llama? Unexpected. Very ¿cómo se llama?
Hmm.
I didn't expect to do it. I said, you know what? That's a good idea. I had a friend of mine that worked with me at a pizza place called Cece's, and she joined the Navy, and she was trying to recruit me into the Navy. Unfortunately, I failed the ASVAB exam, so they stopped trying to recruit me. Then I went to the Marines. I failed the ASVAB. Okay, and then, okay, I failed the first time. Okay, sorry, maybe I'm gonna try again next time. Okay, I tried the second time. I still fucking. So I failed it like 3 times. Okay, but on the last one, I got a 29 on the ASVAB score on the ASVAB exam, but I had a high GT score, like it was over 90. So that was good enough to
Yeah.
get waived. Okay, so I never passed it. And I tell people, look, I didn't. In the system is so messed up. I'm gonna talk about that in another episode, But sometimes the system is designed to make you feel stupid just because you're not good at that particular kind of subject. Like I'm a bad test taker. I'm just a bad test taker.
Yeah.
Like I can't do anything about it. I guess I can't comprehend the information as fast as supposed to pass the fucking exam, right? But I went through college and I finished it. And somehow I was able to get it done. So maybe it wasn't me. Maybe it was just the entrance part that was the difficult part. Once you were in it, it became easier, right? So, anyways, so I had to get out of my comfort zone, and that was me breaking a barrier. Instead of working part-time, instead of working at a fast food joint, instead of doing the easy stuff, I had to do something different to be able to accomplish that educational academic goal. And that was it. The military was the one that was going to provide the education. Of course, they promised a lot of
Hmm.
things, and some things were disappointing. Something, I'm going to be honest with you. The military, even though it sucked for me, some parts, sometimes I hated it, it helped me a lot. Okay, it helped
I
me in
say the
so many
same
ways.
thing. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So
Guys.
and the people that got a 90s, 99s, 100 on the ASVAB scores, those are the motherfuckers that did stupid shit and they got out with a
Some of
better.
them have the same job as us.
And when I question that too, but you know, you know, so many things I want to do, man. So many things I want to do in a podcast, but unfortunately, um, it's hard to get people in, as you can see. Okay, so I would love to talk about military lifestyle and things like that, but that's what I know is, man, that these people that were really smart, that they were really good at everything, those are the guys that got in trouble the most. And sometimes I'm glad that I didn't know everything. Sometimes I feel like I'm glad that I don't know everything, but at the same time I feel kind of sad that I wish I knew more. But
Yeah.
so breaking barriers, so that was me stepping out of my enclavement, because we as Hispanics, we get enclaved sometimes, that we deal with our own people, we hang out with our own people, but our own people do not get out of that zone, do not get out of that enclavement. They want to stick to each other, they want to hate on each other, they want
Yeah.
they want to hang out with each other, and they never want to get out of their comfort zone to try out new things, make friends from other cultures, get educated to get a better job. um, so um, so that's one of the things I had to do. Name
Yeah.
something you done.
I think I would say I was in the same situation as you. I was in a working for a restaurant for 8 years straight, and when I first started working there, I said to myself, I'm only gonna be here for a little while until I find something better. 8 years later, I was still doing the same thing, and you're exactly right. Is that we get so comfortable in our own little bubble that if we step outside, just like it's the big scary world gonna get me. But we have to be able to step outside of that. Like even going to college, that was a challenge for me because I didn't know what to do. When I walked into the administration office, I was very intimidated. So what I did is I just walked in, I enrolled, and I walked out. I didn't do anything else until I met my wife. That she was asking me about school, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So then, because she was able to help me break out of that little bubble, that I was actually able to go to school and continue on to education. I'm still going to school. In a way, I feel like that I've been going to school for 10 years now, but it took me 4 years to get my associate's degree. It took me another 4 years to get my bachelor's degree, and possibly another 6 to 8 months, and I'll have my master's degree. But it took that. It took me a little bit, a little while, but I definitely did take the step to break out of that bubble and get out of my comfort zone, so that way I could succeed. And that's one of the things that sometimes we need to encourage to some of our younger generations to do, that you just can't stay in that little bubble and get comfortable, because once we do, we may get too comfortable. Our life is still gonna go on. We're still gonna continue to age, and at one point we may end up becoming those people that are like, oh, he thinks he's all that because he has this, when we both have the same opportunities. Because everything that I have achieved was not given to me. Everything that I have achieved have yet to achieve is not because I've been sitting down waiting for it to be given to me. It's because I've gotten out of that little bubble, out of my comfort zone. I've had sleepless nights. I've had 2 hours of sleep now. Even now, I still continue to have like 2-3 hours of sleep because I need to finish my schoolwork, so that way one that can say, I have a master's in cybersecurity. I have gotten out of my bubble and achieved my next goal in life.
Yeah, you know what? And you know what? You have can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and you know what? You've done great things, man, and just keep doing them because I don't know if you have that issue, right? Where you notice like the people you used to hang out with, that they more like they have backed away from your life because you have accomplished so much or because you keep accomplishing. I don't know if you have that. Maybe you don't have that problem, right? But from my personal experience, all the people that I used to hang out with, I realized that they don't want to talk to me, that they don't want to deal with me. As I progress in life, as I'm progressing in life, and it's sad, but true,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
They should be there encouraging, and you're a great example for them that it doesn't matter what age you are, you can still succeed. I mean, when I was in going to the community college, some of my classmates were in their 60s. They broke out of that little bubble to do something outside of it. Doesn't really matter how old you are, you can still achieve something. But by just sitting there and envying your friends, it's really not going to make it any worse for them. It's actually going to make it worse for you, because internally it's going to be basically poisoning your soul, because it's going to make you into a bitter person.
But you know what? That only happens in our culture, only in Hispanics culture. That's the reality of it. ¿Cómo se llama? I've worked with Vietnamese people, and they're so helpful, bro. They help each other out, bro. Like they're the opposite. They help each other be great. They all become
Yeah.
great together. And so
Hopefully one day we'll be like that too.
yeah. We our generation, you and I are the ones that can break it, and we have done that step. So we have broken that cycle. We have broken that barrier that we're talking about, that we're discussing right now. Those are the barriers that me and you are breaking, so our kids don't become like that. Okay. So
Yes.
so our kids, I don't think our kids will become like that. That's my opinion, because I'll make sure they'll never get exposed to that shit. Uh, YouTube, my bad. And so I'm gonna make sure my kids have a very hardworking, humbled, supportive mentality, because that is the way to be. That's the ¿cómo se llama la palabra? The humane way to be. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so if you ask me, has it been worth what I lost and what I gained with the breaking, with that cultural, breaking of the barrier? I'm gonna say, yeah, it's been worth losing friends, it's been worth losing family, it's been worth losing shit that it's not gonna do me any good. Absolutely. And I'm not afraid to say it, and I'm not afraid to admit it, because those guys didn't pay my bills. Those guys weren't there whenever I was in a shitty situation. They only see the results. They don't see what has been going on. They don't know the sacrifices I've done. They don't understand the tears I shed, the blood I shed, the sweat I shed, the weight I had to lift at the gym to get bigger and stronger. They don't know. They don't know the suffering that has been done for my behalf to get where I am. And it
Yeah.
also has to be with strategy. The reason why I am where I am today is because I have taken battles that sometimes there are no, not sometimes, most of the times, not every time, has been very challenging for me. Every time I made a decision, every time I have accomplished something, it has challenged me in some shape or form. When I have to buy a car, it challenges me to buy a fuck to be to qualify for the fucking car. To buy a house, it's a challenge. To get married is a challenge. To have a kid is a challenge. To get custody for a kid, it's a challenge. Everything I've done in my fucking life has been a challenge. There's nothing that I haven't done that has not been challenged, that I haven't faced a challenge. Okay. So for people not to see that or not ask how I did it, and they just hate it, it's kind of disrespectful. You know what? I'd rather have those people
Yeah.
far away, because those are the motherfuckers that are the losers, the ones that they just want to keep that going, and they don't realize that hard work pays off. But you gotta have the hearts and the mind in the right place. I tell
Yeah.
people, look, I'm not the smartest guy, and I'm able to do it. So if you're an academic, whiz, and and you're just naturally good at everything, why are you having problems? Let me tell you why. It's because everybody, goes through different paths in life, and until they know how to lose, and the way you lose, the only way you can lose is by fighting, competing. If you don't compete, you will never win or lose. And when you lose, you learn. When you win, you
Yeah.
earn. And whenever you earn something or you learn something, it's to whenever you try again, it's to get farther every time. 4 tries, bro, and the ass bad, and I still didn't pass it, but I didn't quit. You know, it didn't broke me. So you can just imagine the other
Yeah, I
shit.
took it 5 times.
There you go. So you took it 5 times. And
Yeah.
and you know what? I'm starting to realize that I wasn't the stupid one. It was the way the system is designed, and that I was not prepared for the system. I was not prepared for the
It's a lot of
system I was
pressure.
facing, because first of all, language barrier, forget it. Okay, I don't know how I passed high school. Okay, because I was learning English. Okay, so sometimes I wonder how I did some things, and I question myself my entire life. That why didn't I have what it took to be better? If I didn't try. So I tried, and that's the reason where I am today. Just because I tried and I worked hard, and it
Yeah.
worked out. But
Yeah.
but it doesn't
Because you
mean it's
can
been
fail. You
easy.
can fail. You can fail as many times, but as long as you keep trying,
But when you
'cause
win that time, bro,
it's
when
much
you
more
win that
satisfying.
time,
Yeah.
is when it gets easier. It's like graduating from boot camp, right? Once you graduate from boot camp, once you make it through boot camp, things become easier. They supposed to, right? Depending on who the
You're
fuck you are.
supposed to.
They supposed to, right? Because that's the most challenging part, where they control every little second of your life, right? Now, when you hit the fleet, they still control you, but it's not intense as in boot camp, right?
You have more of a choice of things that you do, the actions that you take, because they also affect others, especially when you become a leader and others look at you. And I definitely do see still some people that may see that as a challenge when you get promoted. But for the most part, in my experience, I've never experienced something that or somebody putting me down because of my race. And like I said, I don't really look for that, because in the end, it doesn't really affect me when there are negative thoughts that they have about me, because I'm still gonna continue to try, and I'm still gonna continue to succeed despite what they think.
Yeah, and you know what? And the reason why I wanted to talk about this topic, man, is because uh, for the people that are in this situation, I want them to understand that they're not alone. That some of us have gone through that same situation, and we've been there, but we got out of it as well. So
Hmm.
so so that is the reason why I wanted to do this episode. It's for the audience that's going through this. They can see that they're not the only ones that are going through it, and they can get out of it, and they can become successful, and it's worth everyone you leave behind. Okay, because
Yeah.
even it's gonna get lonelier. Like I told you, it's gonna get lonelier the more you succeed. The farther you go in life, the lonelier it gets. But guess what? In the path, you're not always lonely. You're gonna meet people that have the same hunger. You're gonna meet people that are striving for the same thing. You have people that want the same success you do. Okay. And that's the people you want to hang out with. Those are the people you want in your life,
Hmm.
that want to be better than what they were yesterday, and better than what they are now. So
Yep, that's right.
it's worth it. It's worth it. And you know what? Go for it. Don't be scared. Face the world. Break those cultural barriers that are holding you down, because it's gonna be worth it in the future, not only for you, but for your kids, for your grandkids, for your wife, for your parents. Get educated. Learn about finances. Uh, learn about everything. I'll be honest with you,
Yeah.
because the reality is that in this world, you are required to learn a little bit of everything to make it through, and that's just to make it through. Now, if you want to take over the world, then you definitely be on your fucking game, because life is a competition. For people that don't see life as a competition, I want you to wake up, because somebody wants that girlfriend that you have. Somebody wants that wife that you have. Somebody wants the life you have. Somebody wants that education that you're seeking. Somebody wants your house. Somebody wants your military status. Somebody wants what you have earned. Some have failed. Some have tried. You will not fail. So it's up to you to secure your position in this society, because nobody's gonna come give it to you. And if somebody comes give it to you because you have a pretty face, it can be taken away just as fast. So earn that shit. That's my recommendation. But you don't have to take my word for it. You can go and fail 100 times before you actually remember what I'm saying right now. But what I'm telling you will work. What you got to say, man? Because I don't know how else to send encouragement.
Yeah, one of the big quotes that I like is, especially it applies to anybody, because in this world you can be anything. You can be anything and anywhere, and but choose to be kind, because when you start giving that vibe of hate, of envy, then it trickles down. You walk into a room, and you're in a bad mood. Like, for example, if I walk into my house and I had a bad day, that that um negative feeling is going to spread to everybody. Then everybody's going to have a bad day. And you can, it's okay to let the frustration out, but when you get home, it's you can't, it's not their fault. So choose to deal with things accordingly, so that way you don't become that person that is that is envious of others' successes, because just this, and it could, that feeling could be because you failed. But guess what? Tomorrow is another day. You can try again, and if tomorrow you succeed, then you have met your goal. You can set new goals, or if that's your final goal, then you have achieved what you desired.
One of the things that I have to say, that to somebody who wants to make a big change in their life to break that barrier, is that if you worry about your family disowning you because you're gonna make a change that they don't understand, that's gonna bring you success, good success, leading by example type of success, not making wrong decisions that can get you killed down the road. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying that sometimes decisions that we make cannot get us killed, because we're so ambitious to get to our success. But what I'm saying is, like, if you're choosing if you know you're doing the things with the right purpose, with the right mindset, with your heart, and you know it's for a right purpose, and you feel like your family doesn't understand, and you feel like if you make that choice to get out of that comfort zone to get it done, and the sacrifice will be to lose your family, go ahead and lose your family. Be ready to lose it. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because you can never lose your family. Okay, so don't ever be afraid to lose your family, because you can never lose your family. You will, um, you will, when they see you successful, they will understand. At the beginning, they will not, and they're not gonna tell you, they're not gonna apologize that they didn't understand. But as long as they see that you succeeded, and that you, how can I say this, you made your family proud, they're gonna understand it. So don't ever feel like you're gonna lose your family because you're about to step out of that comfort zone or that cultural barrier, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes you lose family, but the thing is that you will succeed, and that's the most important part. And your kids, your generations to come, those are the ones you're doing everything for. You're not even doing it for yourself, because as we get older, we have more responsibilities. Society looks up to us in a different way as we get older. You're what? How old are you right now?
35.
35, right?
Hmm.
They're not. There's no way society can look at you like a 15-year-old right now. So society cannot expect a lot of things from a 15-year-old, but society can expect a lot from a 35-year-old. Don't you agree?
Oh, definitely. Especially the way that you treat others.
Yeah.
It can't be going out there and just randomly cussing people out, because it just is. For one, it's not correct. And
eh,
secondly, just why you just created a scene, and for what? just made that person inside you even worse.
And the thing is that, like, look, and this is not for the people with disabilities that, or this is not the people with some kind of disorder that does not, or
Right,
injuries that
right.
does. Of course, we understand that some of us are very ill and we are very disabled to do certain things in society. It's understandable, and I'm not talking about those. But if you know that you're fucking well, that you can fucking survive in life, that you can fight for your life, and you can take and you can make your own actions worth something, those are the ones I'm talking about. Okay. Of course, so when I'm so those are the people that need to understand that you can't live under mommy's basement forever. If you're 35 years old and you're still living with mommy, you better be a doctor at 36, because you're running out of time. And let me tell you this: society expects this from you. And in reality, as a social in society, as the men get older, women expect independence from this man. Okay, your wife is not gonna expect you to be with mommy and daddy at 35 and expect for things to be okay. You have to be
Right.
independent by a certain age, because you have to build confidence in the person you're gonna mate with, have kids with. You have to ensure security in some shape or form, whether it's financial, physical, or in some kind of way. But living with mommy and daddy at 40 years old, it's not gonna help you have a family. It's not gonna push you to do more things to get something done in your life, whether it's to get a house, to get a Hellcat, or to get a Tesla Cybertruck. Okay, so you have to suffer. That Sorry, if you come from where we come from, which is nothing, you have to suffer. There's no way around suffer, because if you don't suffer, how would you ever get it? You have to sacrifice a lot. And me and you and I have sacrificed our lives. I mean, we have put our lives on the line to get where we are today. You went to
Yeah,
Afghanistan, I
definitely
went to
we have.
Afghanistan. So we went to a battle zone that our life could be taken in a blink of an eye. Luckily, we got out of it. We got out of there just fine. I can't say the same. I lost people out there. Your unit probably lost people, or your units around you lost people. Um, I remember, I remember hearing all the time that some of the Marines that I used to do ECP with, um, they were killed by the undercover Taliban in the middle of the night when they were in the guard tower, because they trusted them. I never trusted the Afghani soldiers. But what I'm telling you is that we lost people like that just because they trusted it. They were too friendly with them, and it was at nighttime, and they never found these guys that did the killing. They never did. And let me tell you this. I have a friend that was in Kandahar. It wasn't Leatherneck. It was Kandahar.
Okay.
Well, Kandahar, Leatherneck. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, the same shit. So
Helmet.
yeah. So anyways,
Different province. Yeah. All right.
so what happened was that we were in Kandahar the first night, and there was a rocket attack, an RPG attack on the base. The first night we got there. Now, whenever I went to Leatherneck, I don't know if you noticed this, but when you went over there, this shit probably have happened when you went over there, or probably not. There was a big ambush at Leatherneck. Okay. And my friend Brandon Pisano was there during that time. They were on the cover and they attacked the base from within. Okay, and let me tell you what happened. Okay, and I knew this was gonna happen when I was there before it even happened. This happened after they got Osama. Okay, so um, they were posts, bro. They were posts, and you know what the hell they had on the posts? And they had dummies on posts. And you know what? And I asked, like, hey, what the hell? One day they're gonna try to sneak through those wires, because they're gonna realize that there is no security, there is no human eyesight here, and that's what probably happened. Months later, I hear my friend tells me, "Look, man, this shit went crazy, man. Leatherneck got ambushed from within. There was a lot of people dying, and yeah,
Or got
not
complacent
not
too.
not
That's why they did the
not.
dummies.
I told him, look, not surprised. I saw that coming, which is a matter of time. And look, I'm not a fucking 4-star general, okay? Lance Corporal, as by waiver, could see this happening, okay? So you're not gonna tell me that a 4-star general can't see this happening? Come on now. Exactly, that's what happened. Okay, so but yeah, man, we put our lives on the line to be where we are today. I don't expect everybody to do it, but people, man.
There's definitely a lot more opportunities here than there are in our country. So we're definitely very blessed to be here and for the sacrifices our family, our parents have made for us to be here, and we know we are acknowledge that. And because of that, is that we continue to move forward ourselves, so that we can they provide a better life for us. So now it's our turn to provide a better life for our kids. And once they get older, I expect to do the same for them, because when your parents get older, um, uh, in our culture, it's not the norm to put our parents in nursing homes. We take care of our parents.
Yeah,
So because when we were children, they took care of us. So
yeah,
once they get older, we have to do the same.
yeah. I agree with you, man, and I promise I would do everything in my power to do that with my family as well. Because because I hear stories about how we are treated in nursing homes, and I don't want to go there either.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say something. Let me see here. Wow, I lost my way of thought. Um, wow, that's crazy. I lost my way of thought. Can you believe that? It was very. Oh no, 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 no. I found it.
You
So
found it.
so the least I can, so the least we can do, you and I, is live by example.
Yeah.
Do better than what our parents did, than what our grandparents did. We have to continue doing greater things for the people that are in this country, for the people that came to this country at a small age and your parents sacrificed everything they had to be here, to bring you here for a better life. The least you can do is be better than them. Don't go backwards. Okay, don't go backwards, because that they're not gonna ever tell you because they love you, but it'll be a huge disappointment. Okay, and that's life. And this is me saying it in a very polite and humble way, because I will never tell you something to discourage you. If I tell you something and you don't like the way it comes out, don't take it personal. It's because life ain't easy, and the life is a competition, and life doesn't want you up there. Life wants you to go
Mhm.
down. The only one, the strongest ones out there, the smartest ones, the ones that are able to keep fighting, those are the ones that are gonna make it as far as possible. Things get tougher. Okay, things get tougher as you progress. I get it. It's not easy, but it comes with a reward. Not every battle is fought in vain. So if you make it, and you succeed, something will come out of it. You'll be rewarded. So don't ever fear to lose. Don't ever fear that's everything for nothing.
Yeah,
Um,
and I know that was a big thing for me too. The why I didn't break out of my comfort zone when going to school is that fear of failing. And you're always gonna have the fear of failing. But if you never, I don't know, it's gonna muster the courage to be able to get out of that fear, then you're just gonna get too comfortable, because and it's okay to fail. It's part of life. The more you fail, the better, because
yeah,
the more experience you will get. Like oftentimes you're gonna fall, and guess what? Because when you fall, you get back up. It's the same thing with failing. You're gonna fail. You're gonna try again,
yeah,
because
man.
eventually you're gonna like, get it. You're gonna build that resilience.
And you're 100% correct, man. And even though I didn't bring that up earlier, you're absolutely right. Failure is part of success. Okay, if you haven't failed to be successful, you haven't been successful. And you can't tell me, well, I had everything I put my mind to, I just been successful. Yeah, you might see it that way, but there has to be a time where you have struggle. There had to be a point where you have failed at something, because everybody has weaknesses. Okay,
Yeah,
and don't be afraid to share them. Don't be afraid to face them. Don't be afraid to admit that you have weaknesses, because at least you know where you are, and at least you know how to face the world with your strengths. If you know your weaknesses and your strengths, you're gonna use your strengths to be able to maneuver and succeed in life.
yeah, definitely.
Some people got game. Some people don't got game, but they got brains. So bro, you're not gonna believe this. We're running out of time, but I have 20-year-olds that have Porsches right now that are in my company. They own Porsches, they own Mercedes, and it's all because of their hard work, and they're just They just have worked really hard, and they're not even done with school. They're still going to school. Okay. So what I'm telling you is that anything is possible. If these 20-year-olds are able to do it, you can do it too.
Yeah, yep. Good for them. Glad, they're doing things right.
Yeah, and I'm like, damn, I'm 31. Shit, I still have my fucking Honda Accord, and but the thing is, like, I'm not trying to compare my lifestyle. I have priorities, I have a family, so it's different. If I wanted one, I could get one. There's no problem, but that's not the point. The point is that
Yeah,
everybody has
definitely.
different goals. If you have a goal, do it one at a time, one at a time. Success will bring you that, what's the word? Confidence. Confidence.
Yep.
The more you succeed, the more confidence you build. And the more confidence you have, the more unstoppable you become. Okay. That degree that I got, it didn't get me a job. It didn't secure my financial problems. But you know what it did? It gave me confidence that if I'm able to do something like that, that it seemed nearly impossible. It took me 12 years to get that degree. Okay. Off and on, off and on. It took me 12 years to get it. And I said, you know what? That degree did not secure anything, but what it did for me was build confidence that I can do anything. Okay. And that is something you cannot buy or trade for.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
something only
definitely.
you can find, and something only
Build
you can
character.
create. Exactly, builds character. So, and that's all we want you guys to know, that anything is possible, that don't be afraid to lose, don't be afraid to fail, and don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, and you accomplish great things. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Happy to be here.
I hope you enjoy the podcast. Everything. Look, it's almost an hour. Time flew so by so fast. That's what
Yeah,
happens in the
yeah, we
show.
can definitely continue and talking for hours if we're not too careful.
Yeah, so that's how fast time flies here. And also, before I go, for the people that are there listening, thank you once again for following the show. Thank you for supporting it. Thank you for the donations. Thank you for recommending the show to your friends and family. Even if you don't like it, thank you for watching it anyways. Anything helps. Okay. um, but most importantly, I want you to know that this show is to encourage, motivate, and I hope it can influence people to be greater, to be better, and to be successful, because that is the whole idea of this show. Um, so I hope you guys find this show useful. I hope you guys enjoy this episode with my old friend. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you guys have any questions. If you guys want us to talk about a topic, we're here. And if you want to come again, just you can come anytime, bro. So
Yeah, man. Yeah.
don't be afraid, right? To win, right? Oh, you can do it, win, no matter what, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, man, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. It's so much better when someone comes into the show, because there's always two points of views, and we have
Yeah.
two different ways in how we see life and how we treat life, and the past we have lived. So thank you. I appreciate it, and well, that's all I got. Man, you
Thank you
got
for inviting me.
any live rounds ammunition to report this time? Nope.
Nope.
All right,
No
man.
brass.
All right, man. Thank you so much, bro. Just stay on the line, bro. I'm just gonna cut the feed here real quick, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, everyone, for enjoying and joining the podcast. Take care, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye. All right, bro.